Hi guys, Mark Crossfield here. More AskGolfGuru Q&As coming at you. Got quick questions coming at you here. Let's give these guys and girls some answers, all sent through my AskGolfGuru app. Different app. This is the Q&A channel, not the normal golf channel. I've got two. This one we're talking about blades and cavity backs. Let's get stuck in. So question here from Tom. Hi Mark, I've been thinking about getting new irons. Can you explain what the benefits of blades are other than how they look? Please keep getting stuck in. We all love the videos. Cheers, Tom. Thanks, Tom. Good question. So blades to cavity back. So blades, the thin sliver of metal of irons. Cavity backs, the ones with that carved out bit around the back. Weight pulled off the face and around the edges. So apart from the looks, and the looks are dramatically different, which lots of people will make their buying decisions on, you're going to have a little bit improved MOI on an iron which isn't a blade over a blade. So what that means, if you start hitting the ball across the face, missing the effective sweet spot of that club, the ball speeds coming off that face might stay a little higher than a blade where the weight is distributed more evenly and not pulled off the face. So you could call that accuracy or distance preservation. I would call it more distance preservation. So if you're using a blade and you're mishitting that effective sweet spot more than you would want, then what you're going to find is the ball drops back in distance, you're going to come up short, those kind of things. The other difference between blades and cavity backs, big difference often is the spin that you can get off both clubs. Blades tend to spin more, cavity backs as a general spin less. So as you pull the weight off the face, they can move it down and back often, which gives the club more stability. It gives that club more stability. It allows them to maintain that ball speed, so improves that MOI. But what happens then with the CG being lower is that you can hit above the CG. So the sweet spot sometimes will hit kind of higher than the CG, if you like, subject to where the CG gets on an iron, which will drag spin off with vertical gearing. Look up gear effect. There's lots of videos out there explain gear effect very well. I've done some, and lots of other great pros have done some great videos. With an iron, with the CG being higher, more in the middle, more in the sweet spot of the club, you can get the ball in that place, so in the CG, kind of line it up, or you can hit it below the CG, which will add spin to the ball. So the spin models often with the two clubs are slightly different. I noticed when I play with blades and used to, I would get a little bit more pullback on the green, actually ball landing and spinning back, where with the cavity backs that I use, I tend to get more check, it feels like. So the ball will bounce forward and kind of almost just release a little bit to almost just stop. Where a bladed iron for me, I do get it kind of coming back a little bit more in my 5 iron, 6 iron, 7 iron, 8 iron range. So it's that distance preservation, looks like you say, is going to be crucial. And then maybe the spin a little bit different as well. Cavity back irons with the CG being in a different place as well can make the ball launch a bit higher, but then often I find with the spin being lower on the club, it's a different flight. It's not that kind of ballooning up flight. It's more not a driver flight, but that kind of more rainbowy flight. So when you gain in a little bit higher launch sometimes, because the spin's off, it doesn't peak height particularly any higher or lower, I find. Sometimes with really cavity backed game improvement irons, if you like, they can top out a little bit higher because of energies being below the ball as you hit it, which will help it kind of stay up in the air a little bit more. That's really your big differences. And looks play a massive difference. But for me, I just find the distance drop off when I don't play as much as I used to. It doesn't cost me shots, but it costs me feelings of shots. It makes me feel not as confident, so I enjoy the cavity back. I also don't see the point in giving anything away. Guys and girls that you watch on telly who are using blades, you know, they're hitting balls every day, their striking is good, and they're practicing a lot, so they like that feel. Other thing as well, actually, some people say workability with a blade is better than a cavity back. Now that's debatable for me, because I can hit a cavity back higher and equally as low as an iron. So if I want to hit the ball higher, a cavity back I feel I can top out higher if I choose to. Moving it left to right and right to left, so curvature, tilting the spin axis on the ball, I find it's no difference really between a cavity back and iron. So saying a blade has more workability is more maybe of a feeling than actually a fact. I actually find I can work an iron, cavity backed iron, more because I can top it out higher than I can any blade, certainly when I get to the long irons. I hope that helps. Thanks for the question. Thanks for buying the app. Hope that helps. Post comments down below as always, and we'll speak to you soon.